Alright, let's talk about the Manchurian candidate. I don't know how many of you know that term, Manchurian candidate, but there was an old film called The Manchurian Candidate. It was remade back in the 90s, I believe. And ironically, it came around the time that Obama, I think, was serving his either he was just going for his first term, or he was or during his second term. But Obama was a Manchurian candidate. He spoke well. He had lefty talking points, but we all know that it wasn't really lefty. And then there was Hillary Clinton, and she was also a Manchurian candidate. And if you know about the Manchurian Candidate, which was a book and then turned into a movie and then remade. So if you know about that, you understand what I mean when I say Manchurian Candidate. Now, Hillary Clinton was a failure because her talking points were not the well-spoken sort of Manchurian Candidate-esque-ness of Obama. So he spoke publicly in a lefty way, that in a populist way. Hillary Clinton was an abject failure because she could not speak the way Obama does. But now we have someone that's really, truly a Manchurian candidate. And with what's taking place with this candidate, it is definitely going to be the DNC's establishment's candidate. They're going to do what they did with Bernie in 2016. So watch out for that. That is what I believe will happen. Understand that Pete Buttigieg is the almost the mirror of the character behind the main character of the Manchurian Candidate. And Pete Buttigieg is that. And now, also understand something else. There's another factor coming in here. The U.S. establishment, the criminal establishment, understands that what the Israeli criminal establishment has done has worked out really well, because what it has done is with mandatory compulsory enlistment of people to serve in the armed forces in Israel, has completely and utterly warped the mindset and eroded morality and ethics with the Israeli youth. They've done a spectacular propaganda and brainwashing over there, and that is what the U.S. establishment wants. So, talking about that, understand something. Buttigieg was recently on MSNBC, and this was brought to me, to my attention by Mike Figueredo of the Humanist Report. And Buttigieg was talking about mandatory compulsory service on the interview, and Maddow brought about the topic of the draft. And so if you watch it, and if you watch it very carefully and listen very carefully, you'll understand what I mean when I say that what I talked about with Israel is what is happening, what they're trying to do here. Now, Buttigieg will be just like Hillary Clinton. That is who they will back. All the others have been thoroughly disliked, and so Buttigieg has the tone, the words that is Obama-esque, but like Obama, he will not implement. He will do as Obama did, but he is a true Manchurian candidate, because in the Manchurian candidate, the Manchurian candidate who became the president of the United States radicalized the population and militarized the population, and most of it was geared towards the domestic side, while at the same time doing more of the international crimes, of aggressive crimes internationally. So understand something. Pete Buttigieg, to an almost complete T, except for the fact that he's gay, that he's a gay homosexual male, that is the only factor that is different in making him a complete Manchurian candidate, because he hits everything on the list. So understand, that is who they're gonna who the DNC is gonna push. That is who the establishment they're gonna push, and they are gonna do everything and anything to make sure he gets to be the one that runs against Trump. Bernie has a major plural majority of backing by the people, but he has none of the backing. And if you understand anything about the Manchurian candidate, you understand that that is exactly what happens in the Manchurian candidate. So check out the movies, pick up the book and read it, because I'm not gonna just feed you all of it, because it doesn't make any sense for me to feed it to you when you should be looking at it yourself. And the easiest way to watch the movie, especially the newest version of that, and to understand what I'm getting at. The way I see it is that right now they are in a panic mode. The establishment is in a panic mode. They will have to either be like the Republicans and just blatantly and openly do the most stupid things to try to keep themselves in power. So the Democrats will, the DNC, well, not the Democrats, but the DNC establishment will have to either do that, and rather than doing their more subtle and secret maneuvering, or they will have to go out and do the blatant, obvious, and open, and ignore anything, and then crack down on dissidents that rise up because of their criminal action. Or they will have to accept Bernie Sanders, and I don't think they will accept Bernie Sanders. I don't think they'll accept Tulsi Gabbard, and Warren. I think they would, if Warren had a higher viability than Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard. I think she would. Andrew Yang would be the same as Warren. So understand that Buttigieg is going to be the Manchurian candidate. He is going to be the establishment pick, and they are going to do anything and everything to push Buttigieg. And maybe even go as far as to ignore everything and do what they did in 2016. And historically, that has been the case, and that I believe that is what's going to happen again. And this will come down to us whether or not we are willing to accept this and understand how we have been disempowered, disenfranchised, and whether or not we are willing to put our bodies on the line beyond simply protesting or making videos and doing and all this so-called non-violent, because that is exactly what's going to happen. Those are the choices it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to black and white. And so that's what I foresee. And of course, I don't have enough of a following to or subscribers to get this out, but hopefully somebody will pick it up and share it. And I hope you share this video, and I hope what I've just talked about makes sense to you, and I hope that those of you who do not know what the Manchurian Candidate will pick up a copy and watch it, or find somebody who has a copy and watch it, because that's exactly what we are facing.